Hey, I'm Jason Harrell.
And I'm Justin Boyd.
And let's freaking do this.
Welcome to episode number 18 of Let's Freaking Do This. My name is Justin Boyd, and once again, I am thrilled to be joined by my good friend and musician, Jason Harrell. Jason, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
That's our big question.
Great.
That's the only question that matters. Is
Yep.
your happiness is all I care about. You know? So I'm glad you're doing well. So
I'll put on a smile anyway.
Right, there you go. Yeah. So Jason, let's get to it. Who's our guest this week? Please introduce our guest.
We have Robert Herrera. So Robert, I believe, actually lives in Brenham now, originally from Navasota.
Yes, sir.
So we got, he's a quote unquote string wrangler for Jordan Nicks, multi-instrumentalist, play guitar, banjo, and maybe some other things I don't know. But how's it going, Robert?
Not bad, man. Not bad. I'm glad to be here.
You okay, Jason?
You guys hear me?
Yeah, it's weird. I'm hearing you out of one side. I don't know. That's weird. All of a sudden,
strange.
It was fine until we went live.
Oh, weird. Is it good now?
I don't know. Maybe it's me. It could be me.
Yeah, I'm actually hearing him only in my left ear, not my right.
Yeah,
Let's
that's weird.
do this. How's that?
That's it.
Perfect.
That's it.
There we go. We're good.
That was weird. Totally got thrown off by that. Anyway.
Yeah, now you sound good, much like your music. What a transition by me.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Man, you know, Justin, you commented last week that we're getting better at this, and that is a prime example. Like your segues.
Yeah, I mean, they're the best.
On.
Best in the biz. Yeah.
For sure.
No doubt about it. So Robert, let's just jump right in. Let's talk about your music.
Okay.
You've got a pretty cool EP that's been out for a little over a year now.
Yes, sir.
It's called Keepsakes for Keepsakes.
Yep.
Very cool title. Tell us all about this EP.
So this EP was basically kind of an experiment for me. My buddy Ethan Whitaker just kind of hollered at me. I met him through a buddy named Parker Ryan, and he was just pretty much like, "Man, get together with me. We'll sit in my bedroom and or his living room at the time, and we'll just put out some songs. I mean, you got some good stuff." I played some acoustic stuff that he had heard, and he really liked it. And my thing is I've just really been bad about, like, I don't hype myself up in any way. I'm not like, yo, you got to check my songs out. You got to do this, that, and the other. And Ethan totally is. He's like, dude, you have to check this dude out. So
I sounded like him just then, actually.
Yeah, right. Isn't that how he talks?
Dude.
Yeah. But he basically convinced me to just go to his house and spend a couple of days over there, just kind of acoustic farting around. And we were just going to do that like as a little demo to like further go into like a full band album or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of got the thought where I was like, you know what, let's just put it out. All the mistakes, that's where the title comes in, keeping mistakes for keepsakes. Keep all the mistakes, keep all the flubs, all the crappy vocals, don't auto-tune me. And we'll just put it out and see what happens. If it does something, I might do something in the future, you know, or whatever. So yeah, I just, you know, a few songs that I wrote over the years, and just put them out with Ethan, and with pretty much minimal EQing and all that jazz. I was just pretty much just like, just put it out how it is, and we'll see how it goes. And I'm kind of, you know, I'm real big into like DIY and like punk music and stuff like that. So I was like, just keep it raw, keep it real, keep it sad. And that's pretty much where it came from.
My favorite part is like you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, it's not like I'm a dumbass or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, man. That was after a few uh, trying to record that song at Ethan's. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I happen to also like those types of moments, and I don't know, I think I've talked about it before, like maybe on this podcast we've talked about it. Like it's like those tracks that you used to get back, I guess maybe back when I was a kid, like you'd get the rock album or whatever, and at the end of the album they'd throw on like this acoustic track.
Right.
I think I'm actually remembering, I think on was it a Stained album. It's
Mm,
like what was the name of the album? Dysfunction or something. It's like at the very end of the thing you could hear, like they had a track on there, and like the whole thing was like you could hear him walking into the room and clicking the latches on his
right.
guitar case and opening it up and playing that song.
Right.
Anyway, like those were the songs that I thought were the coolest on the albums.
That's kind of my headspace, man. I was like, you know what? I really like all the lo-fi crappy recordings that people have put out. The more raw and the more unprocessed it is to me, the more like real art it is, you know? So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a band or a singer-songwriter, goes by Connor Oberst. He's also in Bright Eyes. But that's kind of where all of my music stuff stems from. It's just this sad dude in Omaha, Nebraska, who just cries in a microphone with a shitty acoustic guitar. And yeah, that's it.
I think that's like an entire genre of musician that we that we find surrounded by, like just
For sure.
an old crappy guitar and crying into a microphone. That's what we do.
Right.
Yeah, I've talked to Ethan a little bit about his whole approach to producing and putting out stuff, and you know, clearly Ethan's also got some stuff that has they've put a lot of effort in, like, to the production
Well
value
polished.
of it.
Yeah, for
Right,
sure.
some polished
Absolutely.
stuff. But also he's got a lot of folks who put out stuff like that where it's just like clearly they just sat down and hit record and laughed
Yep.
about it and
For
kept
sure.
the mistakes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's interesting, you know, an interesting batch of guys and batch of recordings that he's been a part of.
Oh yeah, man. He gets around, man. He's got all kinds of stuff under his label. It's all good too. All of it.
So you mentioned you met him through Parker.
Yeah.
And I was scrolling through your Instagram thing earlier, and I saw that you had played with Parker a couple of times, like a year or so ago, maybe.
Yeah.
It was. Like, were you in Parker's band? Are you just friends with him?
I was just filling in. But so long story short, I used to play. Well, I still play for Jordan Nix. We just haven't played full band stuff in a while. We're kind of working on some stuff, but we were playing a thing at the Tap every Thursday night for like a summer a couple of years ago, and he followed us into the bathroom. An 18-year-old, very intoxicated kid, and begged us to play a song during one of our breaks, and we told him no. And he came back the next Thursday and asked again. And Jordan had said that he had gotten his number and saw some YouTube videos of him playing and stuff, and he was actually pretty good. So we were like, screw it, you know, go ahead and play on our breaks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And ended up being really freaking good. And so we kind of hit it off from there. We just, all three of us kind of farted around, played songs together. We did some song swaps. We did some, you know, small gigs here and there. And then we had Parker on as an extra guitar player in Jordan's band for a while. And we had him open for us to kind of just help, you know, promote him and get him out there. Cause I mean, he literally just came out of nowhere, you know, he didn't have anything out or anything at the time. And yeah, I mean, we've just been really, really good friends ever since. me, Jordan, and Parker have gotten into a lot of trouble together.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. Yeah, Parker's awesome. I've never met him in person. I've never even seen him play live. I've seen videos. I've listened to
You're
his music.
missing out. You need to see that kid play live.
I feel like that's definitely true. I got to try to get him on this show too, because
Oh, for sure.
I think I have to go through the honcho guys though at this point.
Yeah, you might.
But that's all right. I'll send him an email.
For sure. Yeah.
Hey, I was gonna ask you. We had the album cover up, and again scrolling through your Instagram feed earlier. I saw that you have that tattooed on you.
I sure do. Yeah.
So it was the artwork first, and then you got the tattoo.
Yeah, the artwork was first.
Look at that! Look at that, dude.
Actually, yeah. So Ethan's girlfriend actually drew it up, and he was like, "We originally thought the album before I thought of just making it like a whatever, just throw it out there album. We were thinking about full production and stuff." And I'm really into, like I said, like punk music and post rock and hardcore and stuff. And we were going to call it like Texas emo or something cheesy like that. And so she kind of drew that up, like inspired by that. And I was like, that is freaking perfect. So
it really is.
Yeah, I needed that. So yeah, I immediately was like, I'm going to go get this tattooed. And I did. So it was cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You mentioned your music is you have like a sad kind of emo kind of vibe to it. Who are some of your other influences musically? Because I feel like when I listen to your EP, it doesn't sound like Dashboard Confessional, but like the feeling I got was like I was listening to Dashboard Confessional. So who are some of the bands that you like, really got you into music?
So Bright Eyes, like I was mentioning earlier, you guys need to check them out. That was a big one, but man, really just a bunch of weird stuff. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard of a band called American Football.
I have,
but it's like it's like kind of like a math rock emo kind of thing. I really like a band called Pine Grove, which is like a folk emo type of thing as well. Stuff like Brand New, alt rock type of stuff. I was a real big metalhead as a kid. Before I really started like playing music seriously, I was pretty much like only death metal. Like pretty much you name it, I was a big fan. Like Cannibal Corpse, I saw you bought some tickets.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I need to go see them. But yeah, just gory death metal was a big thing for me. Growing up,
dude, get you a ticket out. We can go together.
Dude, where are you going in Austin?
Yeah, it's on the 28th, I think.
Dude, I might go. I might go.
I mean, I just got a ticket for myself. I don't have anybody else that would go see that. But I'm not gonna miss it. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I definitely need to see them. I've never seen them live, but I definitely want to go. But yeah, pretty much just like weird post rock and like emo music is my thing. And of course I've got, just like country roots, because everybody likes country music, and bluegrass was a big one for me as well. Started playing some banjo stuff as a teenager, and stuff like Trampled by Turtles and the Punch Brothers and Lost Dog Street Band were big influences as well. So that kind of plays into, that's why I kind of do like the country intro and outro with the scale up to C or whatever. I don't even know. I'm musically dumb.
Me too.
No, but I mean, it's very, very diverse, and it's funny. Like, you're not the first person in the show who's mentioned that like you play like folk or emo or country music, but then you have roots in metal or death metal. Like that's become more common than I would have expected.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah. I've seen a lot of guys nowadays, especially drummers like in the scene, are all metalheads for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna ask you about your banjo playing. Of course, I was gonna ask you about your banjo playing.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
You said you started. You listed Punch Brothers, the Trampled by Turtles.
Yep.
So, and I think you've described your own style of playing as kind of like a hybrid of like clawhammer and.
Yeah, I don't ever use picks.
Right.
But I still do like the finger picking thing.
Right.
But whenever it gets really fast, it's like my fingers can't pick up, so claw hammer it is, you know?
Yeah, and you do a lot of those. I didn't even know what this is called until recently because I don't really know anything about the banjo either. I'm just trying to figure out how to play it myself. But I was listening to your EP, and I'll be and it what I think would be described as pinches, right?
Yeah,
Where you play the two different strings at the same time.
Yep.
So you use a lot of that stuff, which I think is probably more common in like bluegrass type styles.
For sure, yeah. It kind of just stemmed from like having terrible technique and just listening to stuff and having no one to show me what was going on. And every time I looked anything up on YouTube, I was just like, that dude's fingers are moving way too fast. I'm not even gonna watch this, So it was pretty much just like what I thought was correct. It's not, but it works,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out myself, and so I'm just making it up. I don't have a capo for the fifth string.
Oh,
I know you and I were
Yeah.
talking about it. You got the thing that's installed, right? That you can just slide up and down.
No, it's actually a portable one. It's just a brass piece.
Oh, okay.
Kind of just latches on the string wherever you need it.
Is okay. You have to send me a link or something.
I will.
So I know
Yeah.
Because I've
For
also
sure.
I've also only recently realized or read that another way that they do it is like with they call them railroad spikes.
Spikes. Yep.
Which seems like a cool idea. Because you don't have to worry about the capo. You just like slide
Right.
the string under it.
Yeah, for sure. I've thought about doing that, but I'm just terrible at hammering stuff, and I don't want to do that to my fretboard. So
Right.
Yeah.
It does seem weird.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know if I feel like I'm gonna like catch like on the bottom of my thumb. Like if I do, I don't know. I don't play correctly, so I'm sure if I played correctly that wouldn't matter. But yeah.
How many banjos you got?
I have two. I got the Deering Good Time, like what you have.
Yeah. The open back one as well.
Well, it originally was the closed back, but I just took the back off.
Just took it off. Okay.
Just like it better that way.
It's lighter, right?
It's lighter. Just something about it, man. It's a little more folky. It's not as like pingy,
Right. Yeah.
And then I've got just a crappy Washburn I got for like $80 on Facebook Marketplace. And it sounds like a banjo, so
Yeah.
it works. Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound like a banjo.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it in the banjo department.
That's the one you played with me.
Yeah, the Washburn. Yep.
Yeah. And you have the same pickup that I do.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, that my wife picked out.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? It's a good little pickup, man. If you got a little preamp or something down there, it sounds pretty decent.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. Y'all played a show recently. How was that experience? How long have y'all known each other for? Very long? Or is this first time meeting? Or let's go into that.
No, so Jason actually played a set with us in Jewett, Texas. Whenever I was playing for Jordan Nix most of the time, just playing some fiddle stuff, and I had played banjo, and I don't remember what else we had. Was that it? Was it just me, you, and Jordan?
Oh yeah, it was just us.
Yeah,
and that was the first time I played with y'all. But I had met you, so when I was playing more frequently with Russell Boyd.
Oh yes. Oh man, where was that?
Well, we played at the Tap. One time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that was when Jordan's band had the keys player who was really into. I don't know what his name was.
For sure.
But,
yeah.
So we played there, and then we played. I want to say it was like another VFW or something, but it wasn't in Jewett. It was Where the hell was it?
Dude, I think I know what you're talking about. It was because it was you and Russell, and it was
we played to y'all, and then y'all played to us. Like, it was
there was nobody there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
And
Actually,
I
that
think
was
I
at the
borrowed your
keg.
slide or something.
Yeah. That was at the keg in Jewett. So it actually was Jewett, believe it or not.
Oh, was it Jewett also?
Yeah.
I just remember it smelled like smoke.
Yeah. That's one of the few places you can smoke inside still.
Right.
So that was that's a cool place, man. We have a lot of fun there.
And then I played again with you guys at whatever that place is. Yeah, I think it's in Brenham. It's like Star or something.
Four Star, yeah.
Four Star.
4-star concert hall. Yep.
Yeah, that's a neat place. That's a really neat place.
Yeah, that was a really cool place. It's not open anymore, but
is it not?
Cool. No, man. No, it's not. Yeah, unfortunately.
That would
crazy
be what
story.
I would
Oh, sorry. I cut
I
you
was
off.
just say that would be what I'd consider a listening room. Like that's
Oh yeah, most definitely. That's what that kind of setup was. But funny story about that place. We played me and Jordan played the very first show at that place and the very last show at that place.
Oh, wow.
Unfortunately, the owner of the place passed away, and that's why it shut down. But yeah, literally the weekend that he passed away, we played the last show, and they closed it down. It's pretty crazy. Opened and closed it, man.
Yeah.
Look in that one. Yeah.
Well, it was good times that I spent with y'all doing that.
Yeah,
that was,
for sure.
That was really that really inspired me in the way into thinking about like directions I wanted to take my own music in, and of course the Cold and Lonely EP that you and I have talked about as well. Jordan,
Oh yeah,
Cold and
man.
Lonely
Oh
EP.
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I love the banjo and fiddle kind of combination in there.
most definitely. Yeah, that was another kind of keeping mistakes for keepsakes type of thing, but a little more polished. We literally just sat in a room with some room mics and a couple of close mics. We were at Fort Worth Sound, and we just pressed record and just went through it.
Really?
Yep.
It sounded phenomenal. Like, I love it.
Oh, thanks, man. I love it too. Hopefully it'll be back.
And you yeah. Yeah, but yeah, whatever kind of influence that you have, let's make it happen.
For sure. Yeah, I'll definitely try.
Yeah, you so tell me a little bit about how you approach banjo when you're playing with someone else. I mean, you know, like if you're playing with me, but like when you play with Jordan, because you have I don't know, like you have a hell of an ear for when to play and when not to play.
That's about all I've got, man.
But dude, that's 100% of what you need.
For sure, right?
Like
right.
you kind of joked about not really knowing what you're doing, but you're doing exactly what you're supposed to on these songs. Like, I need to learn how to do that myself, because I'm just like, I'll get up there, I'm just like,
no, yeah, man. I don't know. With banjo specifically, to be honest with you, man, I just know so little that I can't really show off that much anyways. So I kind of just chuck along, and then whenever it's my time to shine, I try to pull something out as quick as I can, and hopefully it sounds good. But yeah, for the most part, man, it's just kind of I just go for it, just see what happens. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't come out that great, but it is what it is. I'm not a pro at all when it comes to banjo. But yeah,
well, I've never heard you not pull it off. So,
well, thanks, man.
I'm sure it's happened. Everybody has their
for moments, sure.
But
this is a good time to ask Robert if he'd like to play a song for us.
Yeah, I can do that for sure. Let me grab my stuff. All right. Do y'all want me to do the one with the whole intro where I was like, "Oh man, what am I doing?"
Yeah, please. Yeah,
if you could recreate that, that'd be great.
Where's Ethan? He's gonna laugh at me.
I'm a dumbass. Yeah, you got to hear Ethan laughing, like his high pitched laugh in the back.
Yeah. All right. I guess I'm gonna play the first one off the EP. Does this sound okay to you guys?
Sounds great.
Sounds
yeah.
great.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna play the first one off off the EP. It's called Anxiety. I wrote this song about a buddy who was basically having some issues at home with his old lady, and it's from her perspective. So if you kind of listen into it, you'll kind of hear like her problems more than the man's problems and the thing. It was kind of inspired by speaking of influences again, there's a band called Ockerville River. They're actually out of Austin. You should guys check them out. They have a song called dang, it slips my mind, but Lost Coastlines is the single off the album. But anyways, they've got a song that's kind of from the girl's perspective, but it's a dude singing it, and I was like, I want to do that. So that's this tune here. It's called Anxiety. Sorry, I gotta put all my pedals and stuff on. Take a big breath and you sigh it out, 'cause there's something you got on your chest. The courage you're building up makes everything worse in the end. I'm always reminded of who you are. Tell me over and over again, and I wouldn't change a goddamn thing. But this just ain't the love we pledge. So I'll count the minutes down. You come home just to sit on the couch. I've been all alone for 3 days now. I clean up the shit that I threw around while you grab your shit and you leave. Yeah, I'll stop complaining now. No, it messes you up, so I'll shut my mouth. You come home just to mess around. I make up the bed we both sleep in, even though it's just mine on the weekends. Yeah, I'll stop complaining now. No, it messes you up, so I'll shut my mouth till you come home just to mess around. I make up the bed we both sleep in, even though it's just mine on weekends.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Sounded
Appreciate it.
Great.
Awesome, man.
What's the pedal you use? Is that let's say like a vibrato pedal, right?
It's actually it's a vibrato. So it's a chorus with the chorus turned all the way up, so where it's just the vibrato signal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds
So-
really cool.
Vibrato. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate that.
It's a great one.
Thank you.
So yeah, your EP has like a kind of like a mixture. You got one that's like an acoustic, one with the banjo, one with the electric. I guess you have two with acoustic, isn't it?
Yeah.
But what like was that just that's just how it felt like you had to do it? Was there intentionally trying to mix it up for the EP so that you had everything on there?
No, so yeah, like pretty much I just hopped into Ethan's house and we just kind of
Just
went with whatever. Yeah, like the one with the banjo, I'll be like that one just kind of fit the banjo vibe for me. You know, it's kind of got that folky type of feel to it. The other one that I did acoustic, that one's more. I think of that one more as like a post punk song. I usually would play that full band, but yeah, just for the album or whatever, I was like, I got to have at least 4 songs, so I'll throw this on here, and we'll do it acoustic because I don't think just a driving guitar and a dude yelling in a mic is going to sound cool. So,
which one are we talking about? Call Me Over or
no? So, Take These Pills.
Take These
that
Pills,
one,
okay.
yeah, that's it. Call Me Over. Call Me Over. That's another full band for sure, though. But that's definitely
a great song.
Thanks,
I mean, they're all
man.
good songs. That was a really good song. Like that sounds like something like a single type song to me.
Yeah, I get that, man. I get that a lot. Yeah, I really like that one. It's the most radio ready song I've put it out for sure.
Like chorusy, sing-alongy type thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
most definitely. Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
good. So, do you have plans to? I mean, I know you said your idea was you just go in there. You originally were going to do full band stuff, then you did this. And you're like, let's just see what happens, and maybe we'll do it.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts now? Are you feeling like you?
So I actually hit up Ethan not long ago. I need to call him back. I'm so bad about that. But I'm looking to probably just throw some more acoustic stuff out there, just for now, and then I'll probably do everything again full band after I put everything that I've written that's worth a damn out. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't really want to dump the time or the money or any of that kind of stuff into something that I don't really have full confidence in, so that's another big thing for me is like, if you're going to do something full production, you have to do it right, and I'm super stickler about let's get this stuff correct. Let's actually write these songs, not just throw a guitar and some drums behind a dude singing a song, put some thought behind it and all that kind of stuff. So whenever I get the time, whenever I get like more free time or like more, time to think about my own stuff and not other people's music. I think I would definitely throw a full band album out.
Yeah, you're busy out there trying to make some money, right?
That's how it is, man. That's how it is, man. You just hop around and hopefully something sticks,
Yeah. Who you did you play with most recently?
Most recently, Sterling Elza. That was in New Braunfels.
Okay.
He's a 18-year-old kid, and just has something about him, man. It's like, you just meet certain people and like they've got it, whatever it is,
Right.
He's one of those kids, man, where he's just got that thing where you can see it on his face. You can see it on stage. people listen to him. You know, people aren't just
Yeah.
kind of talking and eating their food. When he gets on
Uh-huh.
stage, everyone's kind of looking over at him. So he definitely brings some attention to the room. So yeah, that's who I played for most recently. They're actually coming over for band practice after this. We're gonna do a little,
Oh yeah,
little jammy jam. Yeah,
like with
Yeah,
drums
man.
and everything in your house.
yeah, yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, I'm actually at my at my job. I work at a CBD store, and
Uh-oh.
so yeah, where's Organic Hemp Botanicals. Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
our sign back there. That's why everything's green. So yeah,
you're in the cannabis.
yes sir,
Cannabis.
in the
There we go.
cannabis.
Telling
Yep,
you,
yep.
man. It's a lot of money that could be made if we just had more common sense approach to these stupid laws.
You're absolutely right about that, man.
So, Robert,
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about your like songwriting process. Are
Okay.
you the kind of person? Do you like have to carve out time and say, okay, I'm going to try to write a song this week or today or tomorrow, whatever, or is it something where it just kind of something comes to you and you kind of just riff off that and then eventually it becomes a song? What's or is it something in between that?
No, kind of the latter. My thing is like it's just something comes to me. It may be like a line or just a chord progression or something, and I kind of just screw around with that for a couple days. It might even be a couple months before I do anything with it, and then from there, I was just like, you know what, I need to do something with this, and I'll kind of put some stuff to it. But usually, I'm a word vomit kind of writer where I have like a chord progression and then I just say stuff that doesn't make sense until something clicks. And then I'm like, I can make a story out of that. That's kind of my thing. I just kind of say nonsense while I'm playing guitar or banjo or whatever I'm playing. And then, I just word vomit until something sticks.
Somebody else was telling me that was kind of their approach. Like they just get up there and play chord. They were just saying words and then something. I can't remember who was telling me that story, but I've heard people taking that approach before.
For sure.
It's an interesting thing. I should give it a shot myself one time and see if it works.
Yeah, man, give it a shot for sure. I've definitely done the whole like, write a whole poem basically and then put
Right.
music to it as well. But I feel like writing the music first is a little bit easier for me. Just kind of helps carve the path of what I'm going to say. So
Yeah.
it's kind of my thing.
So I had a question for you. Do you, because I honestly, I've anticipated your answer on that a little bit based on what I know that you do.
Yeah.
Which is most of the time you're you're, like you said, you're spending a lot of time prepping for another gig with somebody you probably didn't even play with before.
For sure. Yeah.
So I anticipated that you spend so much time doing that, you're probably not finding a lot of time or able to intentionally set aside a lot of time to actually write songs. So my question that I'm trying to get to is, what do you want to be? Like,
what do I want to be?
Yeah. Do you want to be a guy? Like, I know you've told me before that you're looking for like a more regular situation where you can play in a band or whatever. But
for sure.
Is that like the end goal, or are you trying to maybe at some point circle back around and have like your own band? And
man, I go back and forth a lot. I think right now my main thing is just kind of getting on to someone else's project and sticking around for it. I feel more confident in that, just because I'm more confident in what I do there than I am in like my own songwriting and my own production and then my own. I don't promote my own stuff. That's a big thing for me is, like their promotion and the talking to a bunch of people and, sending out emails and all that stuff just isn't my big thing. So I would love to be able to like just have my own band one day, but I know that entails a lot of other stuff that I don't want to deal with. So I'm probably most likely just going to stick with being somebody else's multi-instrumentalist or whatever, just because I just dig that stuff too, man. It just feels better for me. Like I like being able to bring something to the table, you know what I'm saying, rather than, you know, presenting the table itself, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, though. Like,
Yeah.
you're not setting the table; you're just bringing something.
Yeah, for sure, most definitely. I'm just sprinkling on the on whatever's already there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I feel that. I kind of like, you know, at the point that I'm at right now, like I'm just kind of most of what I do is still just trying to have fun.
For sure.
Because, you know, it's not putting food on the table. so
I hear you.
like, especially if I'm doing my own stuff.
Right.
If I'm trying to go somewhere and play a show, I'm lucky to get the gas, you know, get paid enough to
For
cover
sure.
the gas to get there and
Yep.
back.
Yeah.
So like the money is definitely better as a side person, because first of all, you don't have to invest any money in it,
Right.
you know, except for whatever gear you need, you know.
Yep. Yeah, you don't have to pay a band. You don't have to pay,
Right.
you know, you don't have to pay everybody's gas. You don't have to buy everybody's meals. You don't have to do all that kind of stuff, you know.
You don't have to promote it.
Don't have to promote it. Don't have to talk about yourself. Yeah.
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 And if you do promote it, it's not like you're talking about yourself. You're promoting the show for this other person that you're playing with. You know?
Exactly. It's like, yeah, this guy's great. You know, I can brag on other people all day.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. And I also kind of feel like I think that I'm better as somebody supporting someone else on stage than me trying to be the center of attention or whatever, and try to figure out what witty thing to say to keep the people paying attention instead of whatever conversation they'd be having otherwise. Like,
for sure.
I'm not that good at that.
Yeah, funny story. Me and Ethan were talking about that whenever I was first like trying to put the album out and stuff. He was like, I was pretty much telling him everything I'm telling you guys right now. I was like, dude, I don't want to boost myself up or anything like that on the internet. And he was like, dude, that could be your shtick. You just play the show, you get the hell off stage, and you leave, and everybody's like, where did he go? So I don't know, man. I've thought about that too.
Yeah.
So.
Man of mystery. You just show up, play.
The only problem
sure.
with that is you got to stick around long enough to get paid.
That's the other thing. Yep. You can't just dip, man.
You can't just leave. You got to stand, like, you got to go stand over by the bar and wait until you can get the attention of the manager or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Robert, you're talking about playing with other people, and another cool thing that's on Spotify that I checked out for your music, and it's on other services also. But you did an EP with Zach Welsh, live from Maggie Land.
Yeah.
Talk about playing with Zach Welsh. What that was like.
So me and Zach, I don't think we had ever met before that night, actually, but just kind of over Twitter. Yeah, kind of over Twitter and through Ethan and stuff, we'd kind of hit it off. And Ethan kind of was basically like, we should just do like a live acoustic album with you and Zach, because you've kind of got the emo vibe, but you do a little folky stuff. And then Zach's kind of got, you know, the folky vibe, but he's kind of got that punk edge to it. So we kind of fit in a certain like pool of music. And so we were just like, let's do like a split EP where Zach puts out his portion of the live show, and then I do mine. Mine's supposed to come out. I've been so busy, and just so much crap is going on this past year. I'm supposed to put out something like a single or something, and then put out the live album to kind of just like help with that stuff, but help with the promotion and stuff. But once again, the promotion thing and doing all that, I was like, nah. So that's what I have to holler at Ethan about, is I'm just going to tell him to go ahead and put that out, and then I will get on a single at the first of the year, put something new out just to kind of freshen up everyone's ears and tell everyone I'm still around. So yeah,
I think it's the whole marketing thing that's why people put these damn singles out in the first place.
Yep.
It's just because those of us who are waiting for you to put something out, we'll just sit down and listen to the whole thing. But
For sure, yeah.
you're gonna want to put out singles so that you can potentially get more shots at people's attention, more
Right.
chances at people.
Yep.
You put a whole thing out once, that's
It's
your shot.
wasted. Yep, that's the
your
one
You
shot.
took it,
Yep,
and that's it.
it's
You
it.
put
Yep,
singles out, and then an album. You put 3 singles and then an album. You've
Yep.
got 4 shots. Like
Right.
even if you only got 4 songs, it probably makes the most sense to do 3 singles and then drop them all
and
at
then
once.
do the full thing. Yep, absolutely. Yep, that's kind of the strategy as well.
It's too bad it costs money to pay people to do that. I mean, to get people to do that for us, because
Right, most definitely.
it would be much better. But you're talking about the whole do-it-yourself like recording type thing. Like everything is that way now. Like do-it-yourself everything,
For sure.
and there are people who will do it for you.
Yep.
Again, but it costs
You money.
Yep.
For sure. Yeah, I've always been about the DIY, man. I mean, everybody. I've always got the excuse, thinking of, other famous people who just did it themselves. I'm like, man, they did it. We can do it, But, when I don't ever take into account that it's probably like a time and a place sort of situation a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Or who or something like that. But yeah, man, I'm not real big into like management or bosses or any of that kind of stuff. Everybody just
Yeah, me neither.
yeah, just do your thing, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a catch-22, I think, because like you talk about other times and places when people put stuff out on their own. I think the benefit that we have being in this moment in time that we're in now is we have at our fingertips the ability, the resources available to us to get these things recorded, to put them out, to get them. Like distribution costs you like what, $50 a year or something for however many songs you want, right? So it's like, so it's all within reach to get it out there. That was the part that used to be impossible, like getting it out there. That's why you needed a record label in the first place to get it all out there.
Yep.
Now you just go upload them and pay it like a nominal amount of money considering what you can do with it, and you get it all out there.
Right.
But the catch-22 on that is everybody can do that now. So it's like now it's just millions more songs get uploaded every day.
Oh yeah.
Than used to be put out, in a year or something.
For sure. Yep.
So.
Yeah, man. We've kind of grown into an oversaturated market, a completely oversaturated market. But even like in an oversaturated market, like for me, like to have 50 monthly listeners, it's like holy crap, there's 50 people listening to what I do. So even in such a saturated market, I feel like 50 people, if not 100, is a lot for being nothing and doing nothing. Just sitting in front of microphones and going for it. It's just kind of is what it is.
And it's cool because there are still people out there, definitely plenty of people out there who really are just looking for some cool new music. Yeah. Like there are people who actually really want to hear new music. Like it's not,
for sure.
I mean, and they're not generally the people that show up at the bar you're going to play at, but like
you're absolutely right about that. Yeah,
they exist, and if you can make a connection with them out there on Twitter or whatever, like they will be in your corner and they will share shit that you put out, and they will listen. Sure. They'll be one of those 50 that listen to you every month.
Most definitely.
So maybe that's where the social media stuff comes in, because you got to connect with those people and talk to them.
yeah, you do. That's another thing of mine. I'm just, oh my God, all the time in the day that I have, and I just, oh my God, just to be on my phone and just texting people. Oh, I can't do it, man.
Yeah,
I got to pay somebody to do it.
That's good. That's good. You don't have the addiction that some of us have.
Yeah, man, it's bad. I feel like I have it, and I feel like I don't have it in such a bad way that like I need to have a little bit of that addiction just to kind of help help myself in a lot of things, because half of what I do, even as a guitar player or a banjo
Right.
player for whoever, to have a good following, that's like half the battle. Like
Right.
if you got over 1,000, followers on like Instagram or something, you're pretty much like verified. It's like, oh yeah, that
Right.
guy knows he's good. He's got 1,000 followers. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, just been so
People
bad
look
about
at it. People
For
look
sure.
at it. I mean,
Right.
hell, that's the first thing I look at when somebody follows me. I'm like, is this a real person or not?
that. Right.
You know what I mean? Because like you can tell, like half the time somebody will follow you. Probably more than half the time, honestly. Like I swear, at least half of the people who follow me on Twitter, they're not people. They're
Oh
not.
no. Yeah. Yeah.
You get a follow and you look and it's like a member since yesterday. They follow five and they already follow 5,000 people and have
Yep.
like one follower. Like,
Yep.
that's not a real person.
Exactly.
That's
For
not a
Bots
real
can,
person.
bots can like music too. You know,
Well,
like,
I mean, hell, bots can stream music too. That's
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yep.
some
get them
people
to stream it. Yeah.
some people pay for that too. I mean, they do. They do.
For sure.
Giving us the inside scoop here, Jason, on
Well, it's
Spotify
a
stuff.
thing.
I think
It's
yeah.
a thing. There's all these marketing schemes that you can. I mean, they're against like the rules of Spotify or whatever. So if Spotify catches you, you can get yourself banned from Spotify.
Yep.
Like they'll take your music off and you don't get to be on there anymore.
Right.
I do not know this from personal experience. I just know this from what I've read and seen. All you got to do is look at my streaming numbers and you'll know I'm not doing that. But
Same.
yeah,
buddy. Same.
I just know like you can go pay for these. They market themselves as like as a marketing thing.
Right.
It's just a bunch of computers with different IP addresses that are streaming the songs. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it makes you
Lots
look
of
more.
bots.
It makes you look more like you're something, somebody.
For sure. Absolutely. Yeah. You can do like, and if I'm not mistaken, I think you can do it like not cheating wise too. Like you can pay Spotify for some extra streams and stuff like that. They'll put you in playlists and stuff if you like do like a monthly thing.
I'm sure there are like legit ways of doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I researched it a while back, and I actually there's also these things where you can pitch your songs to different playlists, not just Spotify type playlists, but like you can pay a service that like has all these connections with all these bloggers and stuff. And you basically what you're doing is you're paying for a chance, or you're paying for them to listen.
Right.
And they get to, and they will listen to your music, and then depending on what kind of, like whether you paid enough or whatever, like they might actually be, if in order to accept your money, they have to give you some kind of feedback on your music. And they may or may not decide to add your music to their playlist, but they have to at least say something about it.
Gotcha.
So I was going to do that at one point, and I bought like the lowest tier thing before I really looked at the playlisting things that were out there. And when I started looking at the ones that were out there, it was like I found like one or two that might fit the genre and style that I was playing.
For sure.
I was like, this isn't even worth it. Like, so I just got them to give me, I got a refund and didn't use it.
Nice.
So, Robert, would you like to play another song for us?
Sure. Yeah. Let's do another one. Let's see here.
All the songs.
All of them.
All of them at one time.
That would be pretty cool.
All right. I guess I'll do Call Me Over. It's a real popular one. So this one's called Call Me Over. I actually wrote this with Jordan. We've always kind of just thrown lyrics at each other, thrown little lines and stuff at each other. I kind of had the chorus, and and he helped a lot with the verses, just because he's a really good writer. He's really good at like putting the pieces together, and I just kind of have an ear, so I just had that cool, catchy chorus, and I was like, I don't know what to put to this, and he helped out a lot with that. But yeah, this is Call Me Over. It's a rainy night in Austin, and I know how much you hate to be alone. Well, the thunder crashed and woke me up, and I saw your number on the phone. You said sorry 'cause it's late, too late to call. I said, baby, that's no problem at all. Call me over in the middle of the night, hold your hand and hold it tight. Everything is gonna be alright. I know you're feeling like you're in between. Baby, listen to my heartbeat. Maybe soon we'll get it up to speed, and you'll look up and you'll find me. Well, it's been a couple days now, and I ain't heard a damn thing from you at all. And the thunder crashed and woke me up, and I saw your number on the phone. You call me over in the middle of the night, hold your hand and hold it tight. Everything is gonna be alright. I know you're feeling like you're in between. Baby, listen to my heartbeat. Maybe soon we'll get it up to speed, and you'll look up and you'll find me. Now we're dancing around the memories of what we could or couldn't be. Oh, now you're begging, please don't leave, don't leave. Lay your head on my chest tonight and take a listen while I hold you tight. You'll see our hearts align in time, in time. Call me over in the middle of the night, hold your hand and hold it tight. Everything is gonna be alright. I know you're feeling like you're in between. Baby, listen to my heartbeat. Maybe soon we'll get it up to speed, and you'll look up and you'll find me. Yeah.
That one's great.
Yeah,
Thank
that's a
you.
good one. That
I
definitely
appreciate
has that emo feel.
For sure, for sure.
That whole pop punk type thing too, you know?
Yeah. That's the vibe for sure.
Very cool. So Robert, when's your next show? Who are you playing with next? Let us know about how people can come see you play.
Oh man, I really don't do much by myself. Every now and again, I'll do something local in like Brenham, or I'll open for somebody at the Tap. I don't have anything on the schedule right now. I think the next show that I have on the schedule is the day before Thanksgiving with Sterling Elza. It's our first full band show. But yeah, I pretty much play for everybody else. I don't really do much of my own stuff. I might do some stuff at the beginning of next year. Just kind of depending on how the schedule looks and who I'm playing for and how busy I get.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Where does that show with Elza?
Deep Ellum Art Company in Dallas.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
That's a drive for you.
It's a bit of a drive, about 3.5 hours for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I don't think I've ever. Justin, have I ever been to Deep Ellum?
Yeah, you have. We saw Bowling for Soup play there like on New Year's Eve or around New Year's time, like 4 years ago.
That's Deep Ellum?
That's Deep Ellum, yeah.
Wait, what was
Nice.
that? What was that place called?
The Bomb Factory or something, or the Bomb something.
Factory.
I don't know. It was a big
Yeah,
place.
yeah, it was a huge
It was a nice place, yeah. We saw the Nixons Bowling for Soup. It was an awesome show.
Nice.
It was fun.
But they have a lot of that's a whole like bar scene, right? Like it's
It's like a little tiny smidge of Austin in Dallas.
like a 6th Street type of vibe, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's funny you say that because I haven't really been on 6th Street in forever. I can't even remember the last time I went down there or why.
The one and only time I was ever on 6th Street, I was playing a gig. It was a terribly booked gig. I was playing in like a bluegrass folk type of trio, and we played at a place called Metal and Lace, and everyone there was wearing pretty much like biker boots and chains, and they wanted to hear heavy metal, and they did not like my banjo. So as a 16-year-old kid, I was like, I need to get the hell out of here. So
You were 16 doing that?
Yeah, man, for sure.
Wow.
For sure. Yep.
Yeah, I played a lot of gigs on 6th Street in the early 2000s.
Nice.
But it's very different now. I mean, it was already not a great scene then, but last time I really don't even remember the last time I played down there. Probably the last time I played anywhere near there was actually there's stuff on the east side now. So like on the East 5th, East 6th, there's some places over there that are like that's like a better scene now than
For sure. Yeah.
like
There's
West
like
6th.
there's one I've played, Sahara Lounge. That's a really
Okay.
cool spot on the east side. They have a lot of weird music. It's really cool.
Yeah, I don't think I even realized a lot of those places were there because like I said, I don't go down there.
Yeah.
But there's some honky tonks over there, like
Oh,
some
really?
straight up honky tonks. Yeah,
Wow.
it's pretty cool.
So might we see y'all play again sometime soon or in the new year? What, do y'all have any plans to do that?
I don't have anything booked. So the only thing I got booked right now is a thing with Derek McClendon in December. But I have been thinking about it. So there's a place in Austin called Steamer Lane, and it's this wonderful couple who have built a stage in their backyard, and it's like a legit size stage. You can fit a full band on it. They got their own sound system and everything, and their backyard, just like the landscaping of it in the first place, is essentially like stadium seating. They could probably fit 100, 150 people in there. And I've seen some videos where they probably had close to that, I would guess. But they seem to like my music, and I keep saying I'm going to do this, but I haven't done it yet. I've got this idea in mind that I will email them and see about setting up maybe like once every other month, like a song swap type thing. And if they're into it, I would love to have like you come and just some other folks come. Like, I got the thing in December, so if I had something maybe in February and then maybe April or whatever, and just like rotating throughout the year, just having folks come over there with me and play on each other's songs and whatever.
Yeah, that would be dope.
I'll bring my fiddle, and whoever I play with, they'll have to put up with me scratching on the fiddle while they're playing their songs.
I wouldn't mind that at all. I wouldn't mind that at all.
Yeah, I like I said, I keep saying I'm going to do that. So I just need to send them an email and say, what do you think about this idea, essentially? And
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
You can do it. I believe in you. You can send an email.
Yeah, I can send an email. I can do it.
For sure, man.
I'll do it for you if you need me to. I don't mind.
All
I
right.
send emails all the time, so it's.
Hey, you know what?
not a big deal.
Justin might be your social media marketing guy, Robert.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I'd love to help anybody I could, but I'm not very good at it myself. So
Look at
man.
look at you backpedaling. Look at you backpedaling.
Oh man.
Yeah, I can send an email. Oh no, wait.
no, I can
Never
send
mind.
emails. No, sending emails. I mean, that's nothing. But like the social media stuff. I mean, we're all. I don't know. I think I'm a little bit too old to be into that. Honestly, I try my best, but it's not necessarily my favorite thing. But I think right now is probably a good time to remind the viewers and listeners that we're on social media.
We are.
Yeah, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at LFDT Pod. Again, at LFDT Pod. LFDT stands for Let's Freaking Do This. It would not fit any other way, so we had to go with the acronym. So,
too many words and too many letters.
So while I don't really enjoy social media, please follow us
because that's important.
Shameless plug.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, I got a random question that just popped into my head.
Go for it.
I was thinking about the Instagram stuff. Do you have a lot of guitars? Like, do you have a lot of gear?
I do. I'm a big gear guy. That's kind of, I guess. Okay, so you all asked earlier, like, what I do in my free time. Like, that's a big thing I do in the free time is research a lot of gear. I'm a real big gear hoarder. I like guitar.
Yeah, because you gave me a bunch of great, like you're the reason I have my setup now that I have. The only thing that I didn't have that I really needed to put together is a pedal board so that I can keep it all it positioned in place. And so I'm getting that next. I have a pedal board, but it's not going to be the right kind of setup. So I'm getting another one. But everything I've got for my entire setup so that I can switch between fiddle and banjo and mandolin is because of shit you told me to get.
Yeah, man, that's kind of been my go-to. I worked at Guitar Center for a few years, and pretty much even everyone there that was working there at the time would come to me with all the questions. I don't know what it is, man, about gear, but that's half the reason I play music is all the cool toys I get to play with.
And your parents bought you a couple of guitars.
Oh, yes.
Over the past year, right? Just the past year.
Yeah. So 2 dream guitars for me for sure. I got a Slash edition J45 from them, and then I got a 58 custom shop reissue from them as well. One was for Christmas and one was for my birthday. And those are my absolute prides and joys. They are very well kept. They don't come out very often. But I've got a whole bunch of other stuff, man. Like I've got a ridiculous pedal board that's sitting beneath me right now. I've got 4 or 5 amps at home. I've got a whole bunch of electric stuff. I've got an SG, a couple Les Pauls, some Supra stuff, a Telly, and just a bunch of pedals just laying around everywhere, and mics that I don't ever use, and all kind of crap, man.
Was the J45? Was that the one that you played with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's a
sweet guitar.
Yeah, man, you can't go wrong with the J45 for sure.
That's pretty much what I play all the time. If I'm playing a singer-songwriter thing, I'm taking that with me.
For sure.
Even though I like to bitch about it on stage. Because it needs some work. It doesn't stay in tune very well.
Gotcha.
Like the tuners. One of the tuners is, I don't know what happened. Like, I guess it got stripped out or something. I don't know. It's
slips.
If you look at the back of it, if you loosen up the strings, it goes like this. Like you have to tighten the strings for it to actually stay in place.
Gotcha.
So the screws are completely coming out or something. I don't know, but I haven't tried to fix it. But it sounds great to me, and it's the thing that feels the most comfortable to me when I'm playing. I don't want to have to fight with an instrument when I'm struggling to remember the words to my own songs, like that. I want that
For
to be the
sure.
least that I have to worry about. So
Yeah.
it's just comfortable.
Yeah, I hear that, man. I hear that. Yeah, that was a big thing for me too. It's just like working at Guitar Center and being a gear hoarder and stuff. Like I've just been such a snob about gear lately. It's like, oh my God, if it's not set up right, I'm like, I'm not playing this. I need to go get another one. Like, I need to set it up and all this other kind of stuff, Yeah, I've just been a terrible, terrible gear hoarder for the past, few years. Just hoarding all the gear that I can.
But
for
only
no
two
reason.
banjos.
Only 2 banjos. Yeah, surprisingly enough. Yeah, man. I've only got 2 of those. Yeah. I guess it really just depends on what I'm doing the most of, because I've only recently kind of started doing a lot more banjo stuff again.
Yeah.
I played mainly banjo like in my teenage years, but yeah, just recently kind of picked it back up and doing, paid stuff with it, I guess. And yeah, guitar stuff for me, it's like I don't know, I just like them, like kind of like just collecting baseball cards. Some people just like to have every baseball card. I like to have every guitar pedal. I like to have every kind of guitar. I like to have every kind of amp. That's just kind of my thing.
Yeah. Do you have like your own, like a music space in your house where everything is?
Oh man, I have a terrible room that you can't even walk into because there's just cases and cases and cases and amps and amps and amps. There's stuff that's dusty that you can't even get to because it's just in a pile. But yeah, man, it's a ridiculous room. Just too much stuff in there.
I have to get my wife to watch this part of it, especially so that I can feel better. She can know that I'm not that bad.
Hey, I had to make sure that I had an extra bedroom in the house that we moved in specifically for all my gear. So that was a rough little patch there.
Yeah, like I have this dream of having a room where I can have stuff where it actually has a place, and I can just reach up and access the things. Because one thing I noticed is like I'm gonna play way more if the stuff that is within reach,
Right. Yep.
I know people like talk about you shouldn't put your guitar, your whatever on the wall or whatever, but man, if I had to go dig my shit out of a case every time I wanted to play it, like half the time I would spend literally half or less of the time that I play doing it than I would that I do now, because it's just.
I 100% feel that. There's just there's a couple of instruments that I haven't seen in a couple of months because they're just, they're just in their cases way off in the corner. And it's like, I have to take this amp down and have to move this guitar case and I have to get past this to get to this. And it's like, I'm just going to leave it there. All this other stuff works.
Yeah. Or there's probably the things that you don't want to leave out because you're afraid it'll get dinged or whatever.
That too. Yep. Most definitely that as well.
Like the Les Paul, I guess.
Yeah, I've actually got 2 Les Pauls that are like, they don't leave the house. I've got another one I got for my son for whenever he grows up and wants to play. And if he doesn't want to play, he can pawn it or whatever the hell he wants to do with it. But it's a really nice custom shop Les Paul. That's got his name on it.
Let's hope he finds something to do with it besides pawn it, because that's a terrible way to make money off of music. I mean, off of instruments,
Right. Yeah.
Like they're gonna give you like a fraction of what you could actually get
for sure. Right. Most definitely.
Yeah, I think he'll want to play it. I think he's going to be around music his whole life. So I think that's going to be a big part of his life.
For sure. Yeah, that's one thing that I've seen is like my parents weren't musicians at all, but all my friends that do play music, their parents played music, and it's just kind of been like, well, if you want to have fun with the family, you better learn how to pick this guitar and sing along and harmonize, Right. So I feel like that's kind of going to be his thing too. It's like, well, if you want to have fun with me and mom, you better learn to harmonize and pick that guitar. So we'll see.
Yeah. Hopefully it works that way. My kids are, one of them doesn't do anything. My daughter plays the flute.
Nice.
I got her a guitar years ago because she wanted one, and it's just set there forever. And
gotcha. Yeah,
she doesn't touch it, but she started playing flute in the band and
Mhm.
picked it up really fast. Is really good at it. She could be really, really good at it if she actually played it.
For
But
sure.
you know, she picks it up on her own. We don't have to harass her about it for the most part. So
Nice.
I'm
Nice.
kind of feeling like, the whatever that is that gets inside of us that makes us want to pick the instruments up and not put them down. I feel like she's got a little bit of it. Hopefully, it kind of grows at some point, but whatever.
That's
Maybe it
good.
won't.
Yeah.
I think y'all are just trying to create built-in bands, right? Like you've got a
That's
band
correct.
in your house. Yeah. So,
That's
You're
correct.
absolutely right about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Only problem is I don't really need a flute player.
right. Well, not yet. Who knows?
Man,
With
if you do stairway covers, you might.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. I just need her to learn to play, I don't know, the bass or something. Like, that's what I could really use.
I hear.
Well, Robert, before we get out of here, do you want to play a song? Another song?
Yeah, I can do one more. Let's
Okay.
see. All right. Okay, so I think I'm going to do that one where I was stupid at the beginning and didn't know what I was doing. And Ethan was laughing at me. So this one's called Take These Pills. Long story short, there was like a period in time where doctors thought I had epilepsy, and they had me on some crazy pills that made me super mean and angry and tired all the time. And everybody was always on my ass about it, like, dude, you've just been a douche lately, and it's like, I am all medicated up, my dude. I'm manually breathing right now type of stuff. So I wrote this song about it. Take these pills for no reason. Yeah, the doc keeps saying, no, there's something. But he can't just put his finger on it. So they wrap me up in a million bandages. Oh, no. I can't explain my recent actions. They say I've turned into a different person. If you let me sleep, I'll get your answer for the reasons why we need each other. And I'll hold you close. If I squeeze, just let me know. And I'll dream of what you're looking for. Try to bring it home. I just can't sleep, 'cause I can't feel your heart beating. Wake up with this drunken stupor. Put another patch on my trusty liver. Yeah, wake up to these hollow eyes. They've held me up for the very last time. And I'll hold you close. If I squeeze, just let me know. And I'll dream of what you're looking for. Try to bring it home. I just can't sleep, 'cause I can't feel your heart beating. You can't get me to the edge, no room for sleeping. I'll hold you close. If I squeeze, just let me know. And I'll dream of what you're looking for. Try to bring it home. I just can't sleep, 'cause I can't feel your heart beating. You're kicking me to the edge. No room for sleeping. No room for sleeping. And there we are.
That was awesome.
Thanks, man.
I like how you just like randomly throw in these nasty licks. like all nonchalant.
Oh man, it's the only
Well,
lick I know, so I do it a
No,
lot.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Well, it was great to have you on the show, Robert. How can people find you on social media?
Okay, so yeah, you can just look me up on Facebook. It's just Robert Chance Herrera. On Instagram, it's at RCHBIT. Twitter, it's at RBRTHRRA. Just follow me on that stuff and holler at me if you want to.
Yeah,
I think if you just look up your name, it's pretty.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah,
yeah.
I think you could just find me on there.
Like if you
Same.
search Twitter, Robert Herrera, I think you're probably the first one. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's because I already follow you. Maybe that's why it's that way
Yeah.
for me. I don't know.
That's it, Jason. Yeah.
Damn it, Justin. Damn it, Justin.
There are probably other people named Robert Herrera in the world.
No,
Yeah, for sure. There's a
Right.
few.
no one is
Yeah.
cool though.
No way.
Oh
Def-
man.
definitely not as talented. That
Yeah. We
Yeah,
got
man.
the best one.
we got
right
the
here.
best of the best. Yeah.
I appreciate it, fellas.
So thanks again to Robert for joining us. We really appreciate having him. And we want to thank all of you for watching this and for listening to it later on. Do us a favor. If you're watching this right now, please hit the like button on this video. Subscribe to our channel. It really helps us and we really appreciate it. Also, we're also on podcast platforms like Spotify and Anchor. So if you prefer the audio version of our podcast, you can check us out there. If you do that, also please follow us on those platforms. And if you could like us, rate and review the show, that'd be great. Give us 5 stars. Give us 1 star. I don't care. Just give us something. We'll take anything, and we appreciate anything we get. So, Jason, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Final thoughts. I don't know, man. I think Robert has inspired me as a musician. Robert has been a part of some things that have inspired me as a songwriter.
Yep.
And I'm just really glad he was here. So thanks a lot, Robert.
Oh man, I really appreciate that. I definitely, when it comes to musicians and stuff, I talk about you, Jason, all the time to a lot of folks that you don't know. So I appreciate you guys having me on this. And Jason, I appreciate you having me on a show and considering me to be a fellow musician with you, because you're a hell of a player. And I do not hold a match to your flame, brother. You do a hell of a job.
We're gonna get some shows. I'm gonna hit these people up and we'll reconvene at a later date and I'll
Cool, man.
have some dates.
And we will promote it. So
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. We will. We'll do the
Yeah.
promotion.
yeah,
for
we'll
it.
do
You
the
don't have to
promotion.
do it.
Yeah.
Sweet, man.
Looking forward to it. So thanks again to Robert. We appreciate it. And so for Robert, for Jason, this is Justin saying we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Have a good night. Bye-bye.